start recording. There we go. All right. Just in case people weren't here for this workshop. All right. So here's just a few numbers. I'm not telling you this to scare you, but it's reality of what happens with a lot of new to the business agents. Somebody just walked in the door. There we go. All right. So these are the numbers from National Association of Realtors. And I don't think they took in last year's numbers because last year, like I said, it was 81% of first year attrition of new business leaving the real estate business within the first year. And they gave us the statistic here that 87% of people leave within their first 5 years. So once you make it to that 5 years, great, but that means only 13%. And most people don't fail because they lack interest or talent. They fail because of what you said. The lack of structure, the lack of support, the lack of direction. And it's the difference really and truly. It comes down to, do you have the systems and the guidance during those critical early months? All right. I see DJ's here. Hey, DJ, if you have anything to chime in, feel free to do that. I'm glad you're here. All right. We're just talking here about what the National Association of Realtors has told us about what happens to people that are new to the business. And here's another truth. Okay. If you can survive these brutal years, your first year, your first 4 years, you're going to have a great job. I've been in this business almost 24 years, and I'm going to tell you it's one of the greatest careers in the world. Set your own hours, make as much money as you want. You get as much as you put in, you get that out. And you've been in for how many years? You're on mute.
22, sorry.
There we go, 22
like
years.
I was coughing, so I didn't want to.
Oh, there we go. But greatest career ever, but you got to get through those first 4 or 5 years to really build that confidence and build up those systems and skills. So here we go. Here's some other reasons why new to the business agents leave. And I want you to think about this and think if these might be obstacles for you. The first one becomes that it's inconsistent income. I've heard people say it takes a couple years to build up consistent income. For many people, it's new to them to not have a regular paycheck. It's new to them to have maybe a large paycheck and then a no paycheck. And so that is inconsistent. And so without having that, well, that's kind of scary. It also may be that they leave because there's no clear activity plan. I've had agents say to me, what should I do next? What should I be doing to get those leads? What should I be doing to go capture that business? And then there's always that confidence gap. And new agents struggle with knowing if it's the right thing to do or not. Because unfortunately, pre-licensing didn't teach us everything we needed to know about real estate. So really, you're dealing with imposter syndrome because you're learning in the field. We're out there pretending we're a real estate agent before we really feel that confidence. And then, of course, you're running your own business. So zero accountability is real. You're your own boss. You're also your own HR director. And so nobody's checking in on you. So if you take a day off or you sleep in, nobody's holding you accountable. And then lastly, it's about learning the hard way. Like I said, there's a lot of learning that happens in real estate in the field where you're going to learn based on sometimes failure. And sometimes those failures really could hurt you. But if we learn through those experiences, that makes us a better realtor. So really, sometimes new to the business agents get into the business and they make some horrible mistakes that cost them money, cost them confidence, and they leave. These are the things I want to help you avoid. Okay, so we're going to talk tonight about really and truly providing each of you with a defined roadmap so you know step by step what the plan is for your first 4 to 6 months or your first 4 to 6 deals that really remove a lot of that guesswork so you know what you should be doing. And we're going to be providing you with hands-on coaching, real-time guidance, and we're going to have actual transactions that we're guiding you through. So hands-on coaching. clear expectations. We're going to set some targets for you for things that you need to do every day, every week, every month. And those are going to be measurable milestones. So you know what you should be doing and what you're working towards. And finally, to stay in this business, it takes accountability. And sometimes that is somebody that's also brand new to the business. Sometimes it's a seasoned agent. And so having those regular check-ins and support are really what you need to guide you through some of those tough times and to celebrate those great times. Like Deanna and I were just talking about her first closing. Okay. So 4 deals is the magic number here. And this comes from the research. And the research says that your first deals in this business aren't just about closing your deals. It's really about you learning and building a foundation on a career. These first 3 deals we're going to determine, one, your confidence. And I've heard Ann talk about helping her coachees build up that confidence through their transactions. And as you go through your transactions with a coach, what happens is that coach starts to let go and set you free. And you've got the confidence that you can do it on your own. We're also going to help you in those first 4 deals. We're going to help you with skill development, helping you learn what you need to learn with your technology, with your processes, with your systems, so that you know what to do on your next few transactions. And of course, we're going to help you with financial momentum. We're going to teach you how to run your business like a business so that you have less inconsistent payouts and more consistent rewards. So really and truly, it's about those first 4 deals that are super, super important. I actually know that there are some people in this room right now that have already done 4 deals. So congratulations. You've already made it through that danger zone. And I applaud you for taking the step. Okay, so remember, failure in real estate is not about motivation. It's about systems. It's because you don't know the systems. So I'm going to tell you, you don't need more inspiration. You don't need more social media posts. You don't need some random training. You need systems that are going to work. You need coaching, and you need someone in the deal with you. I'm going to be honest to you. And I'm going to tell you, my first year in the business, my first 6 months, I was doing everything. I was getting inspiration from everybody. I was listening to what was on social media, and it wasn't working until it clicked and I figured out my systems. It took me about 3 months to figure out my systems, and I was then able to close on my first 6 months, my last 6 months, I guess I should say, 6 months to 12 months. I closed 58 deals and $13.5 million in business. It was all about having clear systems that worked, having real-time coaching. My coach's name was Barbara, and having someone in the deal with them. I called Barbara for every transaction. She guided me through it. So that's what I believe helps to create that success when you're early in your career. So here's our goal for tonight and going forward. We're going to beat the statistics. You are not going to be average, because average, well, doesn't make it in this business. You're going to be extraordinary, and you are going to be the person who stays in this business and creates a great career. And you're going to build confidence through competence by doing deals with the support of a coach. And you're going to get through those 4 deals, and you're going to make a lot of money. And you're going to love this business to the point where you're going to have that momentum that you want to keep doing this. Everybody with me?
Yes.
So I'm going to tell you, agents out there aren't failing because they're lazy. They're failing because nobody was there to help them early. And we've got a solution for you. And it's called Launch Coach. So tonight we're talking all about our Launch Coach program here at Kale Realty. And I'm so excited to share this with you. But before I can, I want to introduce you to our coaches. They have been going through training with me. They are outstanding veteran agents. I've got right now Tiffany in the room and Ann in the room. You guys want to say hi?
Hello, everybody.
Hi
There she
again.
is. There they are. Excellent. So we've got these expert agents here. If you have any questions, you can message them right now during this presentation. They'll be more than happy to answer. But they are well trained on the process of how to be a coach and a mentor and help you get to at least 4 deals this year. Okay, so let's talk about how Launch Coach works. First of all, your coach is going to meet with you twice a month for a one-on-one. During that meeting, you're going to have accountability and you're going to get mentoring that's going to help you to build the confidence, but learn how to lead generate, prospect, and lead incubate so that you're creating opportunities. Whoops, my slide just jumped. You're going to have your own personal mentor one-on-one. 2, you're going to have hands-on training every single Monday at 12 o'clock noon for 12 weeks. If you want to go for the next 12 weeks, you can do that as well. And it is required. It is absolutely essential in this program that you learn skills, but it's not a random workshop. It's not a podcast. It is hands-on, touching the technology, doing the work. And during these classes, you've got an expert here to go ahead and answer all your questions. We love new to the business questions. We know how to speak that language. And when you get your first transaction, your second transaction, your third, and your fourth, they're going to coach you through that transaction. They're going to teach you about how to use your dot loop, which documents you need for a transaction, how to conduct your buyer consults or your listing presentation. They're going to help you learn how to fill out your forms, write a winning contract, negotiate, and get from contract to close. And there's probably about 50 steps from contract to close. And they're going to whisper in your ear all those steps so that you create success. They're not doing these deals for you. They're guiding you on how to do this correctly. So they are your guides. They are your mentors, and they're going to help you create that success. So here's some of the hands-on training you can expect. It actually starts next Monday. So next Monday is the very first training, and it's called the Launch Coach Kickoff. We're going to just answer all your questions about this program. We'll talk a little bit about some of the systems and the tools we'll be using. We're going to do a workshop on your first 100. That refers to your sphere of influence database, how to build that, how to go ahead and construct it so it creates leads and opportunities. We're going to build your CRM. We have a Real Geek CRM, so we'll do a hands-on workshop. Then we're going to talk about your tech stack, all the tools that you need, even how to do your email templates, setting up your signature, really using your tools to its fullest. We're going to learn about lead generation and how to have those conversations that create clients, how to prospect, how to pull from that giant pool of leads that one person who wants to buy or sell with you and create that opportunity from it. We're going to learn about lead incubation, how to stay in touch with somebody so that when they're ready, they raise their hand and say, I'm ready for you to help me buy or sell. We'll learn about agency, disclosure, and the forms that go with it, how to have an outstanding open house that's going to give you leads by learning how to plan it, promote it, perform it, and do the follow-up. We'll go through the buyer journey from start to finish, the seller journey, and we will work on how to do a CMA and get your listing to close. And we're going to talk about how to write up your very first offer, how to pull those levers of what we call contingencies and terms and the timelines, and of course, risk of writing the best and the worst contract. These are all hands-on, they're at noon, and 80% of your attendance must be met with these workshops. They're not going to be recorded for later viewing. So if you won't be able to attend the Monday at noon workshops, this might not be the program for you. But I promise it's 45 minutes, so if you get a lunch break during your JOB, then this works out great. Okay? All right, so again, we're going to help you through your first 4 transactions. If you want another 4 after that, that would be great too. But our initial agreement is for the first 4. And just know that the first transaction, you're going to work hand in hand with coaches like Ann and Tiffany and myself, and we're going to guide you every step of the way. But we know how to let go a little. So as you get to deal number 2, we're going to become that co-pilot. You're going to be doing a lot more of the work. You're going to have the confidence, and you're going to be making a lot of those decisions. And then when you get to deal number 3, it's going to be much more of a guided independence where you're doing the work and they're facilitating it, overseeing it to make sure you're creating success. And finally, deal 4, they're getting you ready to go solo so that you have the confidence and the skill set. So every single one of you is going to use the same roadmap with your coach, and it just sets that expectations of what are we doing? Okay. It's setting the framework for all of your meetings. All right. So the biggest question is always, what's this going to cost me? Well, I'm going to talk about it as an investment because maybe without that transaction coach, you're not going to get 4 deals. And maybe without that transaction coach, you might not make it through your first year. So if you want to go ahead and get 4 deals under your belt, what we're asking for is a 1% of gross sales price per transaction to our launch coach. In most transactions, you get usually 2.5, 3.5% on your commission. It's all about what you negotiate. And of course, our coaches are going to help you with that negotiation. But out of that commission, 1% would be going to the launch coach program, and you keep the rest. Okay. And so this fee applies to each side, whether you're representing a buyer or a seller. And it's not something you pay up front. It comes out of the closing proceeds. And so this agreement, if you decide to go into this program, will be for your first 12 months or when you complete those 4 transactions, whichever comes first. Right? Some of you might knock it out of the park and close your first 4 deals just like I did in my very first month. Well, once I figured it out, my first month. All right. So I'm going to tell you, average players want to be left alone, do it their way, figure it out their way. Good players want to be coached. And great players, they want to be told the truth. And that's what our coaches are here for, is to guide you through this process so that you learn exactly what you need to know to be successful in this business. Okay, so here's the next steps. If you're thinking right now, this is the program for you, you're ready to jump in, you want to learn how to get your first 4 deals, the first thing is to go ahead and complete what's called the Launch Coach application. So you see that QR code on your screen? Go ahead and turn your phones on. Shoot it at my QR screen. No, my QR on the screen. And that will take you to the application. Now, don't fill that out right now. I want you to think about your answers when you submit it. And make sure that once you submit it, if you don't hear from me in a day or so, touch back with me. Second, I want you to schedule time with me to answer any of your questions. So the second QR code there is to my calendar. Feel free to put your name on my calendar. I'll send you a Zoom link. We can talk further about this program. Third, if you join this program, there is an agreement that lays out exactly what we're going to do in this program, exactly what I've just told you. You'll sign it, your coach will sign it, and then we'll get started. Then make sure that you put on your calendar, maybe even today do it, put on your calendar Monday at noon, hands-on workshop. We're going to be doing that over Zoom, and you're going to need to have your cameras on and have a computer accessible. Then 5, you're going to schedule those one-on-one sessions with your coach. Every other week should be probably consistent day and time, but they'll work with you on your schedule. Then number 6, you're going to go ahead and talk to your Siri or Alexa and ask them how to export your address book from your phone and export it to a spreadsheet. We're going to be using that database to go ahead and help you get some referrals and opportunities. And your coach will teach you how to go ahead and import your spreadsheet into your CRM. And we'll be using our CRM to track every single one of your conversations. We're going to teach you how to use those conversations to turn it into business or money in your pocket. Okay. So I'm excited about this. I hope you're fired up about it. And Tiffany, anything you want to add? As I put them on the spot.
I think this is a great program. I wish it was around when I first started because this is something that I definitely needed when I started 11 years ago. There was nobody to just hold my hand and go through the first couple of deals. And I think it's really going to make a difference in your business, having somebody that can hold your hand and that you can call for advice and to mentor. So I'm excited about it because I wish it was something that I had when I first started.
So lucky to have you as one of our coaches. Tiffany closed 4 deals last month with her coachees, so she's rocking it. All right, let's open this up for questions. What's everybody's questions?
I know one of the concerns that when I was speaking with a potential coachee was what happens if your coach is not performing and they're getting left by the wayside with everything. That was a concern that someone had. So if you can talk about that a little bit.
A super good question. And I'm going to first point out that your coaches are going through training right now to become even better coaches. But if at some point you don't feel that your coach, you are connecting, maybe it's a personality thing or whatnot, you just reach out to me and we get you reassigned to another great coach. Okay?
Hey, Lisa, this is Mohammed.
Hey, Mohammed.
How are you?
Good to see you.
For this program, like when you sign up, like how long are you going to be working with that coach for? Like, what's the so you did tell me that there's a QR code. You need to fill out the application. I was trying to scan that. I don't know. The first one didn't work, but I think your calendar won't work though. So
Application's not working. That's a problem.
then
All right. So
launch
Mohammed,
coach
that was
application. Yeah, sorry.
yes, you're asking the question about duration. So you're working with your mentor or your coach for either 12 months or
Okay.
4 deals, whichever happens first.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Got
And if you finish your 4 deals really fast and you want to keep working with them, then we continue that relationship.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay. Absolutely.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Reese,
Sure
so
thing.
what happens if they don't so say they're working for 12 months and they don't close 4 deals?
I'm going to first of all tell you that there's no way that you're not going to close deals if you are doing the system that we're going to give you. It is going to involve you talking to people and meeting people and maybe getting a little out of your comfort zone. But I'm going to tell you, if you do these things, actually, let me just pass this off to DJ. Hey, DJ, will you turn on your mic? Maybe he's not in a place where he can do it. I was going to ask him the question, what do top producers do? Because what top producers do to get business is what we're going to train you to do. Okay, so if you put in the work, it's going to happen. Any other questions? All right. Ann, did you want to share a couple words?
I had to unmute first. That's okay.
Yes. Did you want to say anything?
Oh yeah, I when I started in 2003, I mean that was when we still had walk-ins in the office and it was a whole different ball game back then. So I did have a one-on-one coach that I mean I went to the office every day. Now it's like, I home office and I build my business mostly on referrals and friends, family, things like that. I mean, so it's just that point in my life where that's what I can only handle right now due to other things. But I think this is a great program because, we are with you through everything. And like I said, I'm very accessible as far as communication. I got my phone by me all the time, unless I'm in the shower or something. But you have a question, I will answer it unless I'm asleep or showering or whatever. So, or on an appointment, then I'll say, hey, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But I'm very good with communication. I think that makes somebody feel a little more comfortable. Is like, oh, I have, they'll like text me 10 o'clock. Help, I need this. And I was still up, so I was able to do it. So, yeah, so
That's awesome.
that's where I come in. I'm really big on the confidence thing. I know it's scary, but you're not alone. So
That's so true. Well, but we don't want you to be average. We want you to be
right.
extraordinary.
Yes.
All right. So go ahead and look in the chat right now. I just put the link directly in the chat. So if you want to go ahead and click on that, that's why it's on your computer. And that should work. I apologize, my QR didn't work.
Thanks.
Is that working now, Mohammed?
Yeah,
I
the
got
dot.
it.
All
Yeah.
right. Yay. All right. Cool. Are there any other questions before we wrap up tonight?
So is that mentoring is once a week then pretty much, or twice a
So
week?
your one-on-ones with your mentor is every other week at a
Okay.
time that works best for both of you. And every Monday at noon for 12 weeks, we're going to do a hands-on workshop.
Okay. And then will that so as far as building the leads, will the coach kind of help you kind of look to in the right directions for building those leads or getting?
Absolutely.
Okay. Gotcha.
There's lots of leads out there in this world. That's not the hard part. The hard part is prospecting and pulling out the people that want to work with you. So we're going to teach you how to get those leads, how to prospect, and how to create those opportunities. And Tiffany's phone's ringing. Maybe there's an opportunity right there.
Yeah, she sounds pretty experienced.
I'm sorry, I was gonna say something and forgot to mute back on the computer. And then, so what I was gonna say is, I think one of the good things about this program is everybody knows about the locker room and a career kickoff is what you need to do. But doing it by yourself, it's a lot to chew. And so with the coach and having the weekly meetings, it kind of breaks it down so you can understand it better. And it gives you a better feel of what's going on to have somebody kind of holding your hand with it. Because a lot of feedback is that it's just too much of the videos, and then you don't have anybody that can really bounce questions off or get clarification. So that's a good thing about the Launch Coach program, is being able to have that person help you with the career kickoff also.
We have a lot of resources for our agents, but a lot of people don't stick with it, that consistency, or have the time, or like Tiffany said, know who to go to for the questions. You're going to have your own personal mentor to go to ask questions. Any other questions? All right, let's just have fun. Can you go in the chat room and tell us if you're excited about this program?
Wait,
here's
sorry, I
excited?
did have a question really quick.
Well, absolutely,
Sorry.
Bernita.
I couldn't find the unmute button. But so if you're using a launch coach, do you still need a transaction coach for your first deal?
You do not. So you would, instead of doing the transaction coach, you would use the launch coach for your first 4 deals.
Okay.
See, a launch coach is a combination transaction coach and mentor.
Yes.
Yeah, they serve 2 roles in your life.
Thank you.
Good question. All right, I'm starting to see the chat room fill up. I see some people saying that they're excited. Yay, let's rock and roll it. I love it. Anybody else excited here? All right. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to Tiffany. You can reach out to Ann. And I know DJ's here too, and he's always a resource as well. Good, Michelle. Woohoo! And Bernita's excited. Thank you so much for joining us. And we look forward to working with you and helping you get those 4+ deals this year. I think there is a rookie of the year in this room right now, and I want to see who's going to emerge. Oh, Vernita's raising her hand here. Okay. All right. You guys know what the challenge is.
Come to the Agent Awards next week if you're available. Friday or Saturday, February 7th.
Thank you. Listen, we may not be getting awards yet, but come see what the top producers are doing. Rub elbows with a top producer. Get to know our coaches. They're going to be there. I know Tiffany's going to be there. Ann's going to be there. Come meet them and maybe pick out the coach that you want to work with. Okay. All right. February 7th. And you can bring a guest if you'd like. You just have to RSVP at kalehuddle.com in the event section. And typically we have a keynote speaker. This year we're doing something different. We're having a magician, a comedian. So this is going to be, as you said there, iconic. So awesome. And I know a couple of you I will see on Saturday at our orientation. All right. Thanks for coming. Have a great night.
Have a great night, everyone. Thank you.
All right. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Bye.
See you later.